Hello everyone, this is Eat My Shorts. Going to get a little bit of a makeover today. Going back to some basics, and I'm starting an experiment. Feeding this worm bin some leftover corn husks from tamale. So stay to the end and we'll show you what happens. I'm going to give them the feeding of the tamale wrappers, but also some other food scraps. This bin is really full, far more full than I would normally run a bin that isn't nearing completion, but that's okay. I needed to, as you know, get rid of all this prepared bedding. I just wanted my bins to be more stable and predictable, and so I put pretty much all the prepared bedding I had in Eat My Shorts here and in Peekaboo. I think Cinderella got a bit and Gus got a bit, but the rest went into these two bins, which is why these bins are so bedding heavy. But as you can see, there's a substantial population of worms in here, and so they are going to be throughout this bedding, no problem at all, taking care of it. And the moisture is wonderful, so it's not, when the bin has this much bedding, it's not going to dry out. So first of all, I'm going to pull the bedding to one side lengthwise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed Eat My Shorts the corn husks in this tunnel that I've created, this trench that I've created along one side. These corn husks were wrapped around, or were part of tamale, so there will be residual bits of the tamale on them. I noticed that when I was putting them in. In fact, here's a bit of tamale right there. See, it's crumbly. That's a little bit of leftover cracker from my granddaughter's video. Then I'm just going to put some previously frozen but not pulverized food scraps on top. There's some carrot peels. And we're getting into some real assortments here. Here's some leaves. These are from this is an oak leaf actually. And some more food here. Kiwi. The inside of a grapefruit, some blueberries. I'm not sure, must have dropped on the floor or something. That looks perfectly fine. Oh, there's quite a few blueberries in here. Our granddaughters must have dropped them or something. Some pasta, some more grapefruit middle. I'll spread that out. Avocado peel. And basil stem, or that's a collard green stem. Normally I like to pulverize these avocado peels. Another couple leaves. So I think this is a good feeding for Eat My Shorts today. I'm pretty sure those corn husks are browns, but I'm also going to add a container of my shredded aged leaves. I'm not going to call it leaf mold, but it's moist and it's well on its way to decomposing. Top it up with some ground eggshell. I put some grapefruit, and there's just that lemon still in there, so that's a healthy pH buffer, as well as providing grit for the worms. All right, so that's Eat My Shorts. Follow along at the end of the video. I will do time-lapse check-ins. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next check-in. All right, it's been 7 days. Let's take a look at those tamales. Remove the burlap blanket. All the worms dive down. I'm going to roll this in the bubble wrap, which will preserve any worms that are on the burlap, although I'm moving it to a bin right next door. So if they do crawl out, they'll be just fine. So the trench I made 7 days ago was along that far stretch. So that's where I'm headed to see what the worm action is like. Very moist. I can see the tamales still sticking out. There's a friendly pill bug. He'll be getting in on that action. Let's see. Let's pull up these tamales. See what they look like after 7 days. These are corn husks that were cooked as tamales. So lots of worm action happening in the layers of the corn husks. They like the grooves. The worms are grooving in the corn. There was some, ooh, and look at the mold there. Can you see the mold in between the layers of the tamale? The worms will be getting into that, I'm sure, next. There's mold there as well. So I'll set that tamale aside. There are several corn husks. I'm calling them tamales, but they were tamale infused corn husks. Let's put it that way. So lots of interest. They definitely love the tamales. But the corn husks are still intact. So lots of little worm balls happening. Let's try this corner. I can hear more corn husks in this corner. So I'm pulling up these corn husks, and there's lots of action here. So your corn isn't the only thing that worms love. They actually love the husks as well, especially if you use them to cook tamale. Look at that. Worms all grooving in the various layers of these husks. So these husks are, I would assume, pretty much cleaned off of any of the tamale remnants, the cornmeal and other ingredients. I think these were chicken tamales. There's still worm balls in the area, but I'm pretty sure the worms have cleaned off any of the corn goodness. Okay, so that's Eat My Shorts tamale check-in after 7 days. There's a tamale party going on. The worms are grooving it in the grooves of the corn husks, but the tamale corn husks themselves still seem to be intact. All right, everyone, bye for now.